What if I told you that the secret to national strength isn't found in the Army or the Navy, but instead it's found in taxes and commerce? Well, in Federalist number 12, Alexander Hamilton argues that wealth is the lifeblood of independence, and that a united federal system can collect revenue fairly, efficiently, and wisely. And this isn't just about money, it's about how prosperity funds freedom. I'm Matt Haskell, I'm a high school history teacher, and I'm taking you through the Federalist Papers one by one. We're on number 12, working our way to 85. Welcome to 12. It's 1787, and the Articles of Confederation have left the country broke. The Continental Congress can't raise money. States issue their own currencies. They tax their own ports. They cheat on one another at the border. And Hamilton looks at this chaos and he says, without revenue, there is no government. Without government, there is no union. And Hamilton's main idea is pretty simple here. Unite commerce and taxation under one federal system. Commerce makes the nation rich, and taxation makes that wealth usable for the common good. And together, they create both prosperity and also stability. If you separate them, well, then everything falls apart. Hamilton argues that if each state keeps its own system of tariffs and duties, we'll have a couple of things happen. The first thing would be that they would compete against each other. They would cut taxes to lure in other commercial interests. And then on the second point, we'd have smuggling just explode. And that result would be lost revenue. There would be unfair advantages, and there'd be a lack of money for defense or for infrastructure. And so a single national government, a national system, ends that chaos and keeps taxes low by keeping them fair. Now, Hamilton also will focus on customs duties, taxes on imported goods. And at the time, these were the easiest and most reliable form of revenue. And Hamilton will say that America's geography makes all this pretty simple. Most trade enters through a few large ports. You got Boston, you got New York, Philadelphia, Charleston down in the south. And if those ports are federally managed, enforcement then can be efficient, and then the evasion of the taxes there, or the tariffs there, would be duties there, would be rare. And so if you had 13 competing tax systems, well, there'd be chaos. If you have one federal system, there's a better shot at order. Hamilton sees commerce and government as partners, not as predators. When the merchants are thriving, the nation will prosper, and when the nation prospers, merchants will thrive. And he writes that the prosperity of commerce is now perceived and acknowledged by all enlightened statesmen to be the most useful as well as the most productive source of national wealth. So he's saying trade isn't a threat to liberty, it's actually its foundation. Going along with that, money isn't just for comfort, it's for safety. Hamilton's going to connect revenue to defense, because without money, there can be no army, there can be no navy, there can be no diplomacy. And you have if you have a strong treasury, then, well, you have a strong shield against those that would threaten you. An empty treasury means, well, depending on others for your defense. And so he's teaching the basic truth of statecraft, which is fiscal power is national power. So Hamilton's going to argue that one federal government can collect revenue more efficiently than 13 different states, because you'll have uniform rules that reduce corruption, duplication, and also tax evasion. Instead of building 13 bureaucracies, let's just build one reliable system that's transparent, that's accountable, and then it's also national, united in scope. But that means, hey, you know what? Unity isn't going to be there just to protect liberty. It's going to lower the price of liberty. So Hamilton, in this essay, number 12, isn't just focusing on economics, because I've probably lost some of you at this point with the econ stuff, but Hamilton's also going to talk about the importance of character. He's going to say that a government that collects taxes fairly, strengthens the public trust. And then you have citizens who are more willing to contribute when they believe that everyone else is contributing too. Now, that means the justice that we have makes taxation sustainable, and the fairness then makes it patriotic. Hamilton then imagines a future where American commerce then fills the seas, where harbors hum with trade, and where the prosperity funds schools and infrastructure and defense. And he sees wealth not as greed, but instead as a shared foundation that powers liberty for everyone. Now, there are some critics who fear taxation, of course, is going just to crush people. And Hamilton's like, hey, better one light, efficient federal tax than 13 heavy, inefficient local ones. So add to that, he's going to point out that smuggling and loopholes and rival tariffs already tax the public indirectly through higher prices. And so a clean national system is simpler and cheaper for everybody. So let's create that chain of logic, right? His reasoning. Let's start off like Hamilton's logic is 1, that commerce is going to produce wealth. 2, that wealth is going to fund taxation. 3, that taxation is going to fund government. 4, that government's going to fund liberty. 5, therefore, commerce and liberty are partners, not opponents. There you go. Your homework assignment's done. The Federalist paper in number 12 in just 5 bullet points. So as far as number 12 goes, it does have a reach into modern times. We're almost, 200, we're over 200 years later, and Hamilton's logic is still sound. It still holds. You have healthy economies that need transparent systems, and taxes aren't punishment. Instead, they're maintenance for the machinery of freedom. And Hamilton believes that good government doesn't just protect wealth, it actually multiplies wealth. And so if you can take away some things from this, let's take away the fact that, economic unity makes prosperity possible, that fair taxation sustains liberty, and that commerce and government can succeed together, but they can also fail together. So as we wrap this up, as far as number 12 is concerned, I think Federalist number 12 would be best described as like Hamilton's economic manifesto. He's reminding us that patriotism isn't just about courage on the battlefield, it's also about contributions at the customs house. He believed that the Constitution would let Americans build not just a free country, but also a wealthy country and a self-reliant country. I'm Matt Hasquin, and this is another one of those things I think you should know by being alive. If this helped you see the economics of the Revolutionary period as the foundation of freedom, that's what I was hoping for. Please take some time. You can share it. You can follow me, or just hang around. Stay tuned to see what I come up with for Federalist number 13. Because in number 13, Hamilton's going to warn that disunion wouldn't just weaken us, it would actually bankrupt us. Thanks for taking the time to watch.